Hi, I'm Andy.
And I'm Katie. Welcome to our new show, The Wrap-Up.
This program will feature a little bit of everything, from local headlines, most wanted, and we're even bringing back the Pet of the Week. So let's start wrapping it up.
First up, Rose Speak with some news headlines.
This is Rose Speak, and here are some of our regional headlines. 3 Queen Anne's County men face federal charges as alleged members of a violent gang that committed murders and operated across the Mid-Shore, according to a federal indictment unsealed last week. A federal grand jury indicted 35 alleged members of the South Side Brims Bloods, a gang that originated from Compton, California, and started in Maryland in 2005. The 26-count indictment details alleged criminal activity, including murder, gang retaliation, drug trafficking, home invasion, assault, and robbery. Among those indicted are William Michael Black, 22, of Stevensville, formerly of Easton; Antonio Javon Dennis, 29, also of Stevensville and formerly of Chester; and Dontel Lamont Guy, 29, who has lived in Millington and Centerville in Queen Anne's County. In state news, Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown told a joint hearing of the Maryland House and Senate that a gas tax increase could help Maryland fund needed infrastructure projects and create jobs. His testimony came one day after the governor said he would strongly consider a recommendation by the Blue Ribbon Commission on Transportation Funding to increase the state's gasoline tax by 15 cents a gallon as part of a jobs plan. Increased gas tax, increased public transit fees, and increases in vehicle registration and emissions inspection fees are all being discussed as ways to address the state's Transportation Trust Fund. The commission will issue its final report next month. A statue of Hall of Fame third baseman Brooks Robinson will be unveiled outside Baltimore's Camden Yards. The 9-foot-tall bronze statue depicts Robinson at third base preparing to throw out a runner at first base. A 4.5-foot-tall pedestal will have panels describing Robinson's career. Robinson played his entire 23-season career for the Orioles, retiring in 1977. He's considered one of the greatest defensive third basemen in baseball history and was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1983.
Thanks, Rose. Now here's the latest episode of Queen Anne's County's Most Wanted.
Welcome to Queen Anne's County's Most Wanted. The first person we're profiling is a Samantha Ann Monroe. Miss Monroe is a 29-year-old white female. She's approximately 5 foot 2 inches tall and weighs about 126 pounds. She has blonde hair and brown eyes. We're holding a circuit court arrest warrant from September 2011 after Miss Monroe failed to comply with a pre-sentence investigation on a controlled dangerous substance charge. She has several last known addresses. One is 540 Maple Avenue in Middletown, Delaware, or possibly 115 Miller Street here in Queen Anne's County in Sudlersville. If you've seen Samantha Ann Monroe, please contact our office as soon as possible. The second person we're profiling is a Sean Geary Wiseman. Mr. Wiseman is a 26-year-old white male. He's approximately 5 foot 10 inches tall and weighs about 140 pounds. He has brown hair and brown eyes. He's wanted on a circuit court violation of probation. The original charge was for an assault. He has a last known address of 10 8th Street in Ridgely, Maryland. If you've seen Sean Geary Wiseman, please contact our office as soon as possible. The third person we're profiling is Philip Randolph Nelson, Jr. He's wanted on an arrest warrant for a controlled dangerous substance charge. This charge stems when we originally served a warrant at his house in September. When deputies arrived, they found several syringes with apparently suspected controlled dangerous substance. He was then arrested. He's a white male, he's 27 years old, he stands about 5 foot 10 inches tall and weighs about 150 pounds. He has brown hair and brown eyes. He has a tattoo of praying hands on his upper right arm. He has a last known address of 124 Bree Court in Graysonville, Maryland. Law enforcement has dubbed this guy the Rabbit because he always runs from police. Let's bring Rabbit back to the sheriff's office. The fourth person we're profiling is a Charlene Denise Richburg. She's wanted on a fail to appear charge for a jury trial on August 14, 2009 on a theft and false statements charge. She's an African-American female. She's about 32 years of age. She weighs approximately 158 pounds and stands about 5 foot 5 inches tall. Her last known address is 51 West Wheeler Avenue in Baltimore, Maryland. If you've seen Charlene Denise Richburg, please contact our office as soon as possible. The fifth person we're profiling is Asa Newweller. Mr. Newweller is wanted on a failing to appear charge for a support hearing on September the 19th, 2011. He's a 33-year-old white male. He has brown hair and brown eyes. He's approximately 5 foot 10 inches tall and weighs about 160 pounds. He's self-employed in the construction industry. His last known address is 958 Chester River Road in Chestertown, Maryland. If you've seen Mr. Newweller, please contact our office as soon as possible. The capture we're going to profile this week is Henry Maurice Jackson, Jr. Mr. Jackson was wanted on a 2000 Circuit Court warrant for a controlled dangerous substance distribution charge. He was originally located in Georgia, but despite detainers, officials there released him without notifying Queen Anne's County. With the assistance of the Cambridge Police Department, he was located in the area and taken into custody. Thanks to everybody for their assistance in bringing Henry Maurice Jackson back to Queen Anne's County.
In other news, the Chesapeake Film Festival was a few weeks ago. Here are some highlights from opening night. The Chesapeake Film Festival brings outstanding narrative, comedy, documentary, and short films to the citizens of the Eastern Shore of Maryland and surrounding areas. This year's festival opened with the independent film, The Last Rites of Joe May. At the opening night party, we spoke with Artistic Director Doug Sadler.
We're very excited about 2011 Chesapeake Film Festival. This is our 4th year, and to open with a film like The Last Rites of Joe May and to bring in the star, Dennis Farina, is a big step for the Chesapeake Film Festival. To have an actor and a director present, particularly a director whose films we've shown in the past here, it just shows that the festival is building on itself. You know, we've expanded this year to the Chestertown, as well as Chesapeake College. So we're really living up to our name, Chesapeake Film Festival, and we're also expanding the range of directors and actors, etc. we're bringing in, as well as having great parties, which is a part of the festival, and so we're excited about it.
Next we spoke with Jack Gerbs, the director of the Maryland Film Office, who is one of the sponsors of the festival.
Yeah, the Maryland Film Office is an agency within the Department of Business and Economic Development for the state, and it's our job to promote the state of Maryland to the film and television industry to attract productions into Maryland, because when a film comes to Maryland, first and foremost, it means jobs for Maryland crew, for Maryland actors, Maryland actresses. It means hotel nights. It means catering. It means so much business to Maryland vendors and Maryland businesses. So it generates economic activity. So that's our job, is to promote the state to the industry and also to work with them when they're here. Well, we're real excited that actually HBO in the next week or two will be starting to shoot a series here in Maryland. It's called Veep with Julie Louis-Dreyfus, and it's a half-hour sitcom, and we're very, very excited about that. Maryland and HBO has had a long history over the years. Film or shows like The Wire shot here, Something the Lord Made, an Emmy Award-winning film shot in Maryland, and many other HBO films. So we're really excited that that partnership is continuing. We're a sponsor of the Chesapeake Film Festival, and we're really proud to be a sponsor of the festival. When any films come to Maryland to screen, it generates excitement about movies, which makes our job easier. I mean, it's an art form, and when we can help and assist something like the Chesapeake Film Festival to bring films to the Eastern Shore, it's a no-brainer.
The talk of the party was not all business. Everybody was buzzing about The Last Rites of Joe May. We'll let some of the cast and crew tell you more about it.
I found out about it through our producers, Bill Strauss and Stephanie Striegel. I have a little film company, and they told me about it. They introduced me to Joe, and it was an easy sell for me. I liked it right away.
I had a meeting with Joe Maggio, and he started telling me about his work, and there was this common thread of somebody coming back from somewhere and being alienated and isolated. And finally, after him telling me about 3 or 4 or 5 scripts, he told me about Joe May, and I was like, that's the one. And then, you know, when you're a producer, like, you go home with 5 to 10 scripts every weekend, and invariably the one that you're most excited to read is a total disappointment. And this time, it was not a disappointment. Like, I read it, and I was immediately blown away. I immediately emailed Joe and was like, this is the one. And it kind of became a passion project for me.
My name is Joe Maggio. I'm the director of The Last Rites of Joe May. Joe May is the story of an aging short money hustler in Chicago who has always believed that there was some great destiny waiting him around the corner. But now at the end of his life, his options are limited, and he's struggling to just to try and survive.
Well, Joe Maggio, our writer-director, had an uncle who was a bit like Joe May. So that was the impetus for everything. He started writing a few lines about his uncle, then he expanded it and started bringing in other factors like, you know, the opera, how he grooms himself. And it just became expanded. I thought he was interesting. I thought he was funny. I think he's a dying breed. You don't see too many guys like him around anymore. And I thought he'd be interesting to play. I've known a few guys like him, so it was fun.
One thing everybody agreed on was that they loved the Chesapeake Film Festival.
I love the Chesapeake Film Festival. It's my second time here. I was here last year with a film called Bitter Feast. Festivals like the Chesapeake Film Festival that are attended by people who are not really in the film business are extremely valuable. The film industry can be kind of an echo chamber sometimes. And when you go to the larger festivals, you know, your audience is 80 to 85% of people in the film business, and they're a little jaded. They're looking. They have an agenda. They're looking for certain things. It's always gratifying when you sit down and a crowd is all just people from the neighborhood who've just come to see a film. It's great to see, you know, how they respond.
It's been lovely so far. It's a lovely place. It's a beautiful part of the country, and people have been great, and they seem to really respond to our movie, which helps. If nobody liked it, I probably wouldn't like Chesapeake Bay as much.
It's a delight for me to be here. I've never been here before, and I just love the town. I think it's a really nice little town, and the people have treated me wonderfully, so I'm glad. And they like the film, so it's important.
Looks like that was a lot of fun. I definitely plan on going to the next event, especially if there are more movie star sightings. To find out more, visit www.chesapeakefilmfestival.com.
Okay, now for one of my personal favorites, the pet of the week. This is Bella, a 1-year-old yellow lab. She has a great personality and gets along with kids and other dogs. She loves to run and play and enjoys taking long walks. Bella is a beautiful and friendly girl who is patiently waiting for her forever home. Come by and see her. We're sure you won't want to go home without her. This is Daisy, a 4-month-old tabby. She has a beautiful striped coat and bright yellow eyes. Daisy loves attention and will go out of her way to get it. She also gets along great with other cats. Daisy is an affectionate, playful girl who is just waiting for the perfect home. For more information, visit www.queenannesanimalservices.com or call 410-758-2393. Remember, you can send in your own pet video, storm footage, amazing touchdown, or whatever else you deem newsworthy.
We'd love to hear from you. Just send in your video link to tmcneil@qac.org. Well, that's all we have for this episode.
So, that's a wrap then?
Some things never change.